Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. You see, a lot of people wrote to me saying that, Arey Baba, why are you not talking about Trump 25% and all that? The tariff that is levied on India, the reciprocal tariff that is levied on India. So why am I not talking about that? And actually, yeah, you're right. Why am I not talking about it? But the fact remains that I wanted to kind of study a little more. I wanted to kind of study it a little more because I wanted to come in front of you with the real problem. The real problem, which I believe is more dangerous than the 25% tariff that President Trump levied on India. Let's talk about that bigger problem. Let's get right into the show. Okay, so what I would request you gentlemen is, because if you've seen this episode so far, which means you're interested in economics, you're interested in trade, you're interested in international affairs, you're interested in geopolitics. So you're watching me, so that's great. So if that's the case, please do watch till the end, because there are a couple of points that I want to raise, which I believe has not been spoken about. It's not been spoken about, and I would like to draw your attention to those points. So the first point, let us first understand this basic fundamental. See, this President of United States, Mr. Donald Trump, he is into this trip of using trade as a weapon, which he believes, like other conventional weapon, will only harm the person that weapon is being targeted to. Unfortunately, if trade is used as a weapon, the first point I wanted to make is, if trade is used as a weapon, trade is a weapon that harms both ways. You see, a popular brand, a popular trader, a popular seller can decide to increase his selling price, his MRP, his market price. He can decide to increase his market price, and he can exploit his customers who are very happy dealing with him. He can exploit his customer, but that is going to be short-lived. Because the moment you have somebody selling at a higher price, you are going to have a competitor who will try and get the product similar to him, possibly better than him, sell it at a lower price and take away his market. So finally, it is not the consumer who is going to be at loss. For a short period, the consumers will be at loss. But for a long period, in long term, it is always the trader at loss. And mind you, a lot of you may just say, it is not about selling, because America does a lot of buying too. Yeah, America does a lot of buying too. This is true for buying also. If a company today, every company gives equal impetus to their vendor policies, their purchase policies. They give equal impetus. As much as they give their marketing impetus, they give even purchase impetus. Reason? Because good purchase is as important as good sales. You don't do good purchase, you don't have good vendors, you don't practice just-in-time method, you don't practice good vendor policies, you are not going to create a quality product. And if you don't create a quality product and timely produce, you are not going to cater to your market. You are over, you are finished from the market. So it's not just about selling, it's also about buying. So if you are unfair, or you try to kind of use trade as a weapon, mind you, the weapon, वो बोलता है ना, that sword is sharpened both ends. That sword is sharpened both ends. So what Trump is doing may not just harm the world, of course it will, including India, but it is going to harm himself. It's going to harm America too. This is the first point. Now let us come to the second point. You see, I just mentioned that 25% tariff is not the only big issue that is in front of us. 25% tariff is a big issue. It's definitely going to have a lot of implication on various of our trades, IT, textiles, agriculture. But mind you, that is not the problem alone. The problem is, there is a clause which is kind of arbitrary, and that is penalty. He is going to penalize us. You know why he is penalizing us? He is penalizing us because we have a sovereign thinking. We have an independent way of deciding for ourselves. We decided to trade with Russia. In spite of him telling us not to trade with Russia, we decided to trade with Russia, so he's going to penalize us. He's going to penalize because we are a sovereign country and we have the right to take our decisions, and he's going to penalize us for that. Because according to him and in his mind and in his perception, you see, the whole world should work the way America tells them to work. This is what he believes. In his mind, that's how it works. So the fact that we are taking independent decisions is cut up. I think that's the core reason why he's penalizing us. Now, why do I say that he penalizing us is going to be more dangerous? Is because, you see, 25% is standardized. So he standardizes. He'll have a rate card where whatever he'll charge, whatever percentage of tariff. But ये penalization क्या होगा? He could just decide to put a random figure for products that are important for us or are imperative that we export to America for our traders. He may strike at our weakest chord with that penalty. That nobody is talking about. What is that penalty? What exactly that penalty entails? Which are the products? Which is the industry that he's going to focus on? You don't know. You don't know what that penalty is, and that's the risk that looms large. The penalty risk. And penalty by some very, sorry to say, with all due respects, by some very egoistic human being who I don't think most of his decisions, this is my opinion, I don't think most of Trump's opinion are logical. I don't think most of Trump's opinion are necessarily for the benefit of United States. In my opinion, it will harm United States in long run. So it is not necessarily for the benefit of United States. It is his ego and whatever his benefit and the way he perceives the world to be. He sees the world in a particular way, and the entire policies that he is forming, the so-called executive decisions, are based on that perception of one man. One man and somebody who kind of thought that he was part of this larger vision, Elon Musk and all that, they're all scattered. Mind you, I told you this long back that this is bound to happen, because end of the day, the vision or the perception that Trump has possibly is something that only he will maintain, or he will be able to kind of manage that. That perception is not necessarily correct. That perception in my mind is flawed. He is basing that penalty on that particular perception. He is basing his policy on that particular perception. And that is what India should be worried more. 25% tariff is bad enough. So that is 2. 3. You see, there are reports, unconfirmed reports. And these reports will never get confirmed. But there are reports that he has been asking American software companies not to deal with Indian software companies. Now, you connect that to 12,000 odd people retrenched from TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. Connect that. Maybe there is some element of truth. So he is not just after India. He wants to really harm India. Like I said, he is really using trade as a tool that harms India. And unfortunately, these kind of acts harms a regular Indian, a normal Indian. Indians will lose jobs. Indians will lose vocation. Imagine 12,500 people sacked from TCS. These 12,500 people, assuming we understand the current lifestyle of a youth, would have taken home loans. He or she would have taken vehicle loans. He or she would have taken personal loans. Now, he or she will not be able to repay back those personal loans. What happens? Banks gets into trouble. Banks gets into trouble because they will have more and more people not paying their EMIs. You see how the cascading effect works? Now, this is what Trump is doing. This is what we need to also talk about. Trump, like I told you, is doing this because he considers countries which doesn't kneel to him. Everything that he says, everything that America says, America will tell you not to deal with Russia because Russia is bombing Ukraine, but India will tell America not to deal with Pakistan. Pakistan is bombing Indian people. That's okay. America will say, so what? That is your problem. But you can't deal with Russia. So my enemy should be your enemies. Your enemy is your enemy. हमको क्या करने का है? This is the attitude of America. And if you don't heed to that attitude, you don't agree to that attitude, he considers you to be a culprit. I'm telling you, I'm using the word culprit because he is using the word penalty. You are being penalized because you're a culprit. And your crime is that you didn't listen to America. Number one. Number two, I think this entire concept of BRIC and the way BRIC is growing, and I'm so happy. So many countries joining BRIC. BRIC becoming more and more powerful. India's role in BRIC and possibility of a BRIC currency. This is making Trump absolutely nervous. Absolutely nervous because he's bothered about his dollars. And of course, Trump doesn't understand the language of negotiations. Trump doesn't understand the language of diplomacy. Trump understands war. Trump understands trade and harming people through trade. These are two languages that Trump understands. And he is using exactly that so that he can crush BRIC. He can crush BRICS. 3, I think his personal rapport with Narendra Modi has gone kaput. I have spoken about it before. Please watch my other editorials. I'm sure you'll get the details. That personal rapport has been harmed and he is using that against India. He is using that against India and he is not leaving an opportunity to undermine Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Not one opportunity. Every time Mr. Narendra Modi says that, we didn't talk to Trump about ceasefire, he goes out that evening, calls for a press conference, random press conference, but he will make it a point to talk about how he got India and Pakistan to call ceasefire. Have you noticed it? So it's a very personal thing. He wants to undermine Narendra Modi. That's point number 3. These are factors that a world leader can't even talk about. Trump as just a United States president. He almost dominates the world. He can make a lot of difference to this world. That kind of a person, this is the kind of attitude, this is the kind of perception, this is the kind of perception-based policy that he is doling out. Imagine what the world is in for. Chalo, let's take that first point and let's go to our next part of our editorial. You see, it's not the end of the world. We've seen this in 1974-75. America put sanctions on us in 74-75. America put sanctions on us in 1998. They put sanction on us. We got out of it with flying colors. Flying colors. And today here we are. So ऐसा नहीं है कि if America, decides to be cutty with us, so that's end of our economy. And it should be sad, a sad statement made by a president, which absolutely is, kind of ridiculous and shows the ignorance that Indian economy is a dead economy. Indian economy is anything but dead economy. Yeah, if he says American economy is dead economy, there are arguments that actually proves that American economy is a dead economy. Because in the rate in which America is growing, well, it's inertia. It's not really something that America is achieving the way India and Russia is or Brazil is. American economy is a huge economy, so the inertia is taking it ahead. So what's so great about American economy? Whereas our economy, we came from nothing and we are what we are today. That's what we are. And that's why somebody calling us a dead economy is ridiculous. Either he doesn't understand the basis of economics, and which I think, what do you expect from Trump? So it's okay. Chalo. Coming back. You see, now what are we talking about? I am talking about Indian economy. Indian economy has survived without much of help from America. We've done it in 70s. We have done it in 1998. Indira Gandhi and Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So here, Congress and Bharatiya Janata Party, both parties have tackled this. But the impetus given in 1974 was more for agriculture to be self-sufficient, food grains. And of course, at that point in time, we actually pitched and took those first steps. Not that we didn't take it before, but really took those first solid steps for FDI in India. 1974-75. 1998, again, same agriculture, but this time we focused on FDIs. More and more investments in India. More and more investments to tide over what America, those sanctions that America had put on us. Simply put, FDIs, foreign direct investment, and definitely always focusing on agriculture. The point is that somewhere down the line, our government, our administration, our finance ministry, our prime minister should be now focusing on how we can get FDIs, get foreign direct investments in India. We should really put some solid impetus to ensure that there is Make in India program. Talking about it, making logos about it, making ads about it, and then saying, feeling good about it may not necessarily work this time. We need to actually ensure it happens in India. And we can. Compliances, more and more compliances. ED, IT, behind businessmen, behind entrepreneurs. Like I told you last time, small entrepreneurs, medium entrepreneurs who would want to go hustle around the world, get investment in India. Let them be free. Give them 10 free years at least. Let them go, let them get investments in India. Make them rest assured. Give them a guarantee. Help them to be in the framework of law and then go get investments without fear. You see the difference. Always depending on large houses, which I have no problem with. Large houses can get large investments. There are no problem. I have no problem on that. Well, creators are always good. But I am saying do not ignore your MSMEs. We have a smart bunch of MSMEs. Promote those MSMEs. Help them to get foreign investments. Let them go. Don't even help them. They don't need government help. But they also would like to get rid of government interference, compliances, investigative bodies on their head. Get them, let them go free and see how they get you investments. That's how we can tide over this. My last point before I end. You see, let's understand tariff very clearly. I am not talking about tariff because Trump said that we are we charge high tariff and we are one of the most expensive countries and all that. I am not talking about that. I am talking about, let us as common people understand tariff. When India imposes tariff on another country for them to sell their products in India, let us understand who exactly pays this money. Does Trump pay that money from his pocket? Tariff, does he pay from his pocket? No. Does the American company pay that from their pocket? No. Then who pays it? Common Indian. Middle class, common Indian. You and I pay that money. ठीक है ना? Now what happens? A product is launched in India. You put a 30% tariff on that product. So a 100 rupees product cost us 130 rupees purely because of tariff. Another 30 to 40% taxes. So that 100 rupees product, now another 40 rupees on taxes and levies. It becomes 170 rupees. Then your dealer distribution marketing cost put together, the product reaches you at 200 rupees. 100 rupees product, 100 rupees others. The cost of the product is doubled. So when you go to the marketplace to buy a product, possibly a good product, you can't afford it because it's 200 rupees. That product would be available in, say, America at 100 rupees. My point is, tariff is important. Nobody says tariff should be ruled out or tariff should be abolished. But also understand, tariff is also harming your right to choose. Tariff is also harming your right for good product. If you believe Tesla is a good car, then you deserve it too. The cost of Tesla actually is 30 lakhs. But when it comes to your table, it is 60 lakhs, 70 lakhs. Why are you supposed to pay 70 lakhs? Don't you deserve a good car? You deserve a good car too. Now, why do we have tariffs? We have tariffs because you are saving MSMEs. MSMEs from whom? How many end produce does MSMEs produce? End produce finally are produced by large companies. Since we are talking cars, let's talk cars. You have Mahindras, you have Tatas. They produce their own brands. Are you protecting Mahindra? Are you protecting Tatas? Of course do protect Mahindras and Tatas. Of course to protect them. There are companies, there are wealth creators, fantastic, protect them. But do you think they need protection? Mahindras and Tatas have proven that they can stand and compete with any brands in the world. I mean, look at the cars that Mahindra is launching. Look at the cars that even Tatas are launching. Look at the vehicles. They're as good as any vehicle in the country, in the world. You give them more benefits. You help them grow. You take away compliances from them. You let them, you get them off your clutches and see how they will fly. That we will not do as a government. That is a problem. But you are going to protect them. By who? By keeping off other vehicles, other competitors. You see, if you stop a competitor from coming into India, what you are doing is you are depriving Indian consumers of choice. Putting more tariff is a way of stopping international brands to come into India. And that finally is going to harm the Indian consumers more. Now coming to MSMEs. Sorry, I missed that topic. MSMEs, when I said, how are you going to harm MSMEs? MSMEs end produce are very less. MSMEs normally are ancillary units. So if you can be ancillary unit to Mahindras, you can be ancillary units to even Toyota. You can be an ancillary unit to even Honda. You can be an ancillary unit to even Hyundai. MSMEs will flourish anyways. So how are you protecting them? What is the logic? We talk about then what happens to agriculture and dairy. Whichever produce requires our guarding, whichever produce requires a country to, any and every country in this world has a different tariff system for agricultural product. Any and every country in the world, I will put the table in front of you. The average tariff is one and the agricultural tariff is another. So let us treat agriculture separately. Let us treat dairy products separately. I am talking about the average tariff. Agriculture, wherever we feel the need to protect, of course we should protect. Not only we, the whole world does that. You see, convoluted theories and convoluted explanations and all, well, a lot of us can give. But these are simple questions that I ask you. Think about it. And like I said, these are constructive criticisms. These are my point of view. This is not anything to do with any government or any individual or anything, because this was not a practice that is started by this government. It has been with us since time immemorial. But the point is, somewhere down the line, I think this government should relook at it. Is tariff the only way we can earn money? Have we lost hope in everything that we do? Can't India be trading better? Can't India be manufacturing more goods? Can't India be exporting more? Can't we promote exports? Can't we promote tourism? Like the Prime Minister said, we possibly are one of the best tourist destinations in the world, and that's a fact. Go abroad and tell a young couple there that would they like to get married in India, and they would love it. We're seen as a romantic country. Why aren't we marketing ourselves? So the point is, wherever there is effort, we've always backtracked. The easiest thing is taxes, my dear friends. Easiest thing to do is taxes. कुछ नहीं मिला टैक्स करो, क्योंकि उसमें अपना क्या आता है, मेहनत करता है manufacturer, the person who works is the manufacturer, and the person who buys is the consumer. What do? We just collect taxes. We neither help the manufacturer to manufacture better, not the consumer to buy better or buy cheaper, or nor do we put money into his pocket for him to buy. So हमारा क्या काम है? Very easy. That's the easiest way to go about it. But if you have to actually go out and market yourself, which is market your tourist destination, market your exports, promote your exports, promote your products, you have to take efforts, no? And that efforts will end of the day result into accountability. If you are taking steps, people will ask you, kya hua that you did, what happened? That is a problem. That will affect the next elections. So somewhere down the line, our politicians are not doing it. And like I said, I am not talking about a particular government and all in this case. Definitely not. I am talking about politicians in general. I am talking about politicians should be accountable, not just to govern the country, but also to be accountable. See, ensuring that our economy is stable is also part of governance. That too should be part of our political dispensation. That's the point I am trying to make. So this is my take on Mr. Donald Trump, our dear friend, and the President of United States. And like I said, my opinion mean no disrespect to any world leader. Till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.